Alrighty, let's turn that music down just a little touch, shall we? Tell you what, the last song was an absolute vibe. I was having a good time with that one. Much like we're gonna have a good time with one CDO versus Easy tonight. See, look at that. Like a professional streamer, isn't it? Little segues and everything going on nowadays. Unbelievable, isn't it? We've got one CDO versus Easy. We're playing Saint Marie du Mont, and it's potentially my favourite point on Saint Marie du Mont. It's AA Network, which is amazing. I love it. I'm a massive fan of this so far already. Let's take a look at this map then, shall we? Now we're in here. I'm going to be streaming from the one CDO side. Obviously, that means there is another streamer on the Easy side. I'm going to be honest with you, though. Can't remember his name. Might be Zombie. Check him out if you can find him on Twitch, though, for the Easy side. I'm pretty sure that's it's Zombie. But it should be a pretty fun game today. One CDO taking an interesting approach with my squad leader walking to the wall. I thought he was playing artillery, but maybe not. I have no idea what he's up to. I have no idea, but this is great. I'm a big fan of this. You know, one CDO, they're running the supply truck deep off the riff, which is great. They're a little bit stacked up down here, I must admit. Got a truck and a tank down there. I'd like to see them maybe have taken a slightly narrower approach onto that one. I'm going to be honest with you, I've also forgotten to get my drawing tools up, so let's quickly grab those at the start of the stream, like we normally do, shall we? I don't even know if they're going to be in line now. This is the problem when I do it, and I don't have them at the start. I never know if it's going to be online. Let me test the drawing with a little line across there. It'll do. It's not too far off. Yeah, like I say, and you know, this is not the most direct route they could be taking towards it. I'd certainly have preferred to have seen this truck, you know, come up a little bit narrower and take an approach, but certainly this is a good lineup from one CDO, and it'll be interesting. It's AA Network though, so there's a couple of key positions that we're going to be looking at. We've got 5 ways down here. You have to control 5 ways. If you don't control this area, then you don't control AA Network. You probably want to have someone out by PS Farm as well. There's some good MG spots that look all the way across here and control those fields, particularly from the roof over there. And then you really want to try and get, if you can, some infantry up by Breakout, because if you can control this sort of Breakout manor area, you can start shredding people out and feeding them off into that sort of area behind AA Network, and that's pretty good. And obviously, the standard sort of frontline meta is always good. Got the start is going though. The trucks are coming in. We've seen some easy rockets. They were too early though. These rockets are like fucking miles away. If you're going to run those rockets, practice them. Otherwise, you now just don't have rockets. Oh, there you go, though. I think that's a something strike there. One truck goes down. Didn't catch it. Could have been a tank. If I'm honest with you, certainly could have been a tank. Could have been a rocket. Could have been artillery. I didn't catch exactly what it was, but that is one of those deployment trucks totally taken out here. However, Easy's deployment is really, really interesting. I tell you what, if they knew they were going to snipe that truck off the roof, then this will work really, really well. If they now absolutely rush this, they have got to go so quick off the start here. They cannot afford any sort of hold up. Don't let this sniper get in your way. You've got to get up this, or get up, down this road, sorry, and go take control of 5 ways, because otherwise they're going to be filtering in to AA Network. This MG is going to be an absolute nuisance in the center of our screen here. Tef, you've really got to get up and into this fight. This wheat field as well, bit of a trap, you don't want to be involved in this wheat field. One CDO doing the right thing and bringing their players in narrow, recognizing that they lost their truck and they're now going to feed these players in, but it looks like they have their garrison set up and these players are not far behind. And this is crucial here for one CDO. Easy are going to be missing out a little bit here. Their deployment just too wide, it seems, to really make the difference here, because one CDO now feeding themselves into this point. And actually, let's dive down here, because Timpot is up in the fight. He's taken down 2 already. Takes down the 3rd there. Does he get Widow as well? He's reloading. Sees Widow, takes him down as well. Timpot goes absolutely nuts here. Gets himself right into this fight. That's fantastic from one CDO. Having been sniped out to then be able to clutch their way into this point, and they have total control over this strong point now. It's a really good tank position though. What tank is this over here? Gotta check this out. Medium Sherman in a lovely spot. This is really, really nice. They're just going to fire in at this stage. Totally safe, totally secure. Really, really nice positioning there from this easy tank. That's War Master and Trotz. And so well done to them. Really, really good positioning. Well, one CDO now starting to drag this one back in. Easy, starting to feed players in towards 5 ways, but it's so late to be able to do that at this point. Because they had, we do see just down here, we've got one CDO with control of 5 ways, and that is massive here. Easy not giving up, though. Sith is in the point with his outpost. I'd be interested to see where the remainder of the deployment is from Easy. It looks like it went very, very wide, and they've been caught and held up here, which is a little bit unfortunate, really. They could have done with perhaps... I don't know. They just needed more into 5 ways, to be honest with you. If they'd have gone and contested 5 ways and maybe had, you know, an MG looking across Wheatfield here, I think they'd have looked pretty good there. Something explodes in the backfield. I've got to go check this out, because that could have been a bit of a diving tank here from Easy. It looks like it's the recon tank, so the Greyhound goes down early doors. But Easy are not giving this up. They're making this difficult for one CDO. Slowly starting to cap this one back already now. Sith has pushed all the way through. He's taken down Sonic. It's Sasquatch, I believe. Or it's a Squanch. I don't know what the hell your name is. Sasquatch? It's got to be it's a Sasquatch. Gets fucking rocketed by Bogo. Totally unnecessary. You do have a gun for engagements like that one, Bogo. You don't have to... You didn't have to do that one, at least, anyway. But we see here, they've got the sniper up in the AA Network House, which is massive. They've got infantry all the way round. I mean, I don't know who this is. Hang on. Hombre has... Oh, I'm in a wall. Snuck himself all the way through. Close to cattle sheds, actually. Which is amazing to see. He needs to take down Brynjar on this MG as a bit of a priority at this stage. And he does that just perfectly. Really, really nice. But Easy still filtering players into the cap sector. And they do have just enough players in there to be able to make this difficult for one CDO. And this has been a chaotic start here. Massive ricochet off of the Panzer IV, which looks like it's diving. It's a little bit too early to be diving the Panzer IV. Keep that thing alive, boys. But I'm clearly feeling confident. Kiris here, forcing it to go deep here. It's going to take down Wolf. Wolf's just going to hide. I don't blame him, actually. But one CDO, just about doing enough here. And that tank is relatively safe for now. The Stuart's up there. The Stuart needs to dive the point at this stage if they're going to do anything, I think. If they want to have any hope of capturing this point, that Stuart has got to get itself sort of into the fray and into the fight. But Easy starting to cap back. This is going to be a long mid-cap fight, which is fantastic. I really want to have a look at this map, though, because actually Easy starting to wrap around from PS Farm now. This is so good from Easy here. If they can manage to get this, luckily for them, sort of the delay on this mid cap has allowed them the time. I don't know if this is particularly the strategy you want to go for most of the time, you know, but if they can wrap this side up, that's going to be crazy good for them. And even if they don't win the mid cap, you know, having one of the flanks wrapped up early doors is going to be so good for them. They just need to get a little bit more aggressive now down this side and really go make this pay. But one CDO putting more players into the strong point here. Easy putting that Stuart forward. Is that a tank simp? Looks like they've got a tank simp on the back of it, although he doesn't fancy repping the tank just yet. He's going to just wait. But this Stuart, I think he's going to get caught by this Panzer IV. Don't know if he knows they're there. No, he must surely know they're there. Bazman pops around the corner, pre-firing away there. They know this Stuart's there now, thanks to that shot. They must know that Panzer IV is there. They must have a mark on it. 1CDO drop more bodies into the strong point. Now, it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this up, because actually, if they cap this, whether they'll have much of the map control that they're really looking for. I'm taking a look at this map now, because this is crucial here. So, we can see what they're going for. We can see one set of supplies up here. One here, one here, one here. They're going for a quick counter. Q squad is already positioned for this one. Prep squad's just lost their outpost, but they're positioned for build as well. Fox squad's got their outpost near one build. They can easily wrap around for the fourth build as well. So, they can very quickly get these flanking garrisons built. But this is so tight into the point here. Medium Sherman unable to see the Panzer IV just yet. But there is a... Is this a satchel boy? I've got to check this out. What gun have you got, buddy? MP40. I think this medium Sherman's got a satchel on it. He does indeed. And this medium Sherman doesn't seem to have any clue that he's been satcheled here. Bobby takes down the engineer. That's all of the intel gone. They do not know they've been satcheled, and this tank is a goner. And without a proper tank engagement, they've lost their opening medium, which is such a shame. And that is particularly why you don't dive the heavies in, or sorry, the mediums in early game, because it would be huge for them to be able to have their medium tanks still up when the heavies start rolling forward. You want to try and get yourself the 3 heavies on the field, but if you're at a stage with 2 heavies and a medium, you're still looking pretty good at that stage. Easy still in the strong point though. They've got one outpost in there. They are just scrapping away, but it is particularly vulnerable there, especially now that Sith has gone. Skid is not going to push it. This outpost, there you go, the outpost pops. I was going to say he's just got to sit in that corner of the building and he can wipe it. That is Sith gone, done and dusted there from the strong point. And now this is where we see what Easy are made of here, because they finally are kicked out of AA network point itself, and we'll see whether they can start grinding their way through and exactly how they'll deal with 1CDO. But 1CDO responding to the Pierre's farm pressure at the same time now. We can see they've sent Moose out this way. He's got to win a couple of 1v1s. He needs a little bit of help though. They do have a tank up here. Have they got their Panther? No, it's a fucking Tiger. Okay, maybe they're playing seasonal rules. I hope they're playing seasonal rules. I have not been told any information about this game, so maybe they've agreed Tigers only, because obviously the Panther is better. But the first heavy is out and up and forward. And 1CDO now starting to pressure outwards. Next point is cattle sheds. Okay, so if they're going to be going for this, they have to go. They've got to make their way to the northwest here. They've got to make their way straight out. And they've got the right sort of pressure out this way as well. In that they've got sort of general control over this area already. But I mean, going to be honest with you, if they control Breakout Manor, that's particularly a defensive posture you can get yourself sat into. This push here is pretty fucking nightmarish. But of course, if you can wrap all the way around and get into the rear side of cattle sheds, it is totally possible. But of course, they're more likely to get some success coming down this side and the south with just a little bit of pressure from the western side. Garrison situation not looking too spectacular though, I will admit. As I said, they've got this one built up here and they're spawning a fucking load out there. Jesus Christ, 1CDO not messing about with the flanks today. What have they got out there? Jesus, this is way too much to spawn. No, this is way too much. Easy, and are also just not responding to it. I mean, Recon, maybe you've popped the flare, I don't know, but Easy are just chilling out on the point here, and they're better than this. They know more than to just chill out here, and is just looking out that way. He gets popped out though. Don't know whether he gets killed. Don't see any blood, so he might have just redeployed at that stage. Because they did start to cap a little bit over at mid, but they're going to see an absolute horde of players come at them from this eastern side, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's take a quick zoom out, though, because a couple of easy players are starting to get taken down, and the first 76 is making its way forward from easy at this stage. But they're getting cap pressure in at AA Network. And I'll tell you what, it's because of one reason and one reason only. This fucking mess of players out here. There's just too many to put out there. They look like okay on AA Network in terms of the fact that they still got spawns and outposts and garrisons and stuff. But they've put so much out wide, and they're only just making it into the cap sector at this point, that they are living right on the edge here. The garrison situation looking a little bit better from one CDO. Finally, this flanking garrison's been locked out, so that's going to be unusable at this stage. What I really, really want to see here is Mad Mike come down and get this garrison up, and he is going to do that. He's got his move mark there, and that'll be crucial here. Dog Squad, Queen Squad making good plays as well, actually. Q Squad, was that Hombre? Is that, no, it's Hide and Seek UK. Okay. They're going to spot this heavy. Is that have they got two 76s up at this stage, actually? This is a nice early second 76. The Shadow's up. He's been hit once by AT. Marco's not going to take him down. And in fact, he's being defended by his own team. S is in his 76 as well. But Easy are in this point now, making it really, really difficult for them. These guys are fucking Shift W. What is this? Okay, Xian, I'm gonna allow it. Wolf Raptor, I'm gonna allow it. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like this little spot that he's in. I've used this a fair bit. You don't particularly get to turn and look into this wheat field too much, I don't think. Oh, maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe when I did it, I was just mounted slightly wrong. Oh, I think he's actually mounted onto this little pillar, which I don't think I managed to do. But this is a really nice spot for him. Control that road really nicely. But they've got to start getting some players forward here. Big Satchel goes off in the point. Big, really, really nice. I can't actually see the comments in the chat as well. I think it's Zerg saying easy tag team, best tag team. Yeah, well, I can't argue with you. But, oh my god, another big Satchel goes off in the point. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, stop it with the satchels, boys. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. I might have actually been an easy satchel, I don't know. Can't tell. The outpost didn't go down, which makes me think it might have been an easy satchel. Big explosion into the point as well. Look, a tank just went down actually inside of this. Or was it? No, just a little rep station went down. They make such a big explosion. Oh, wild. I'm going to take a quick look at the map and try and find these tanks, though. And look. This early doors flank totally shut. Oh, I was hoping that was going to be a rectangle. Totally shut down. Totally shut down. Easy's done really, really well just to defend that one. There is still some pressure, still a little bit of danger. Baker Squad's back here. Fox Squad's involved as well. But I tell you what, if they had just not spawned so much out of here, and they had just spawned 1, 2 squad leaders and not all of their infantry, they would not have had an issue at AA Network, and they would have looked really, really good and secured this flank for a whole lot longer than which they actually did. But they're actually in behind now. I've got to turn around because they're actually flanking these garrisons here. Piskic there is actually on top of the garrison. He's going to take it down. Tattoo Taff. Don't know if he's going to make it in time or not. Certainly not if he stops running. Oh, he gets strafed off. No shot. Oh, that's a... I love it. I love it when to see the commander strafe. And then the spotter spawns in, and they and they can get the flares up if they need to. They've got a second squad leader in the rear as well now, Puckdis. No infantry with him, which is great. That's really, really good. If it's not quiet, if it's, you know, if it's too busy down there, they don't want to deploy too much infantry into that zone. But we can see now actually Easy starting to feed in again from Pierre's farm, which is nice. The big worry right now is for these 76s just being harassed by AT and engineers. Absolutely harassed. Hide and Seek surely going to go down. He's got his satchel out, but he's not going to catch that 76, which is just driving away as quick as he can. But this 76 is actually just dived into the point. Now let's take a quick look down here. I don't see any Tigers in the rear. The Tiger's actually gone off to the hill, which makes a lot of sense. And he might... Oh, he would have just had an angle. Unfortunately for him, he's just driven off a little bit. But certainly, he keeps going. There's going to be an angle here very, very soon. This Tiger's absolutely going to go for it here, I think. Supply truck's in his way. Just bulldoze past that one. No fuss. Oh, actually, the 76 might have helped him out. Just shot his first shell there. Does he have the angle on this Tiger? He does. A little bit of a turret shot there. But the Tiger's not responded. Tiger finally starts to turn. But because of the damage they took from the first AT guy, that goes down in one hit, and the Tiger lives to see another day. McFuckknuckle goes down to an AEP mine, having just wiped out the entire spawn wave down here. I don't see an outpost anymore. It might have gone down, unless it's under the body. It's kind of hard to tell. It might just be, it might be in that body, but I'm pretty sure it's gone. McFuckknuckle though kills an entire spawn wave like it's nothing. Fantastic from him. We can see Mad Mike here, still chilling out on the offensive. I thought he was playing artillery, but he hasn't seemed to kick me yet. I'm going to let him know that he can kick me. Kick me whenever. Because otherwise I'm going to be taking up a little squad spot for him. And that's no good. You don't want that. Because if he gets a good outpost, they're going to want to get all 6 players into it. There you go. Gets his second shot in onto Sith. Widow clocks him though. Takes down Mad Mike. Not much he could have done with that one, really. But the threat's still there for Easy. They're still having to control around their own defensive point while feeding in towards AA network. But 1CDO have got so many players back at this stage. Flig says Smithers would have already won the game. Smithers can do whatever he wants, can't he? Let's be honest. I'm going to take a look at the artillery though, because actually these might be seasonal rules. Spin, spin, spin. If this is a Tiger rolling out, I'm going to say this is seasonal rules. It's a Panzer IV rolling out. Okay, never mind. They don't quite have the fuel yet for a Tiger. In fact, the Tiger must have gone down. Must have gone down to the other 76. I totally missed it. But Krypton here is on the artillery guns. No defenses around him. No recon attacking him either. Now I'm going to go confirm the other gun is just a one guy sort of situation. Let me go check this out. Swing over to the other side of the map. What do we got down here? Woo, whoop. We got Goofy. Yeah, looks like it's a one gun situation. He's going to be protected. So seasonal rules, they're not totally decided yet. But in general, you can't spawn Panthers. It's only Tigers for the Germans, and both teams have got one artillery gun which cannot be killed under any circumstances. So the idea of that is really you can just get more players into the front line, less sort of hassle in terms of having to roster players for your defense. The Devilish there takes him down. They must have a mark on this garrison as well. It's just locked there. There you go. Just got itself locked up, and his outpost goes down. And that's the main attack onto cattle sheds really sort of cut short there. God, the garrison situation is shocking though, isn't it? Oof. No good. No good at all. Well, one in the point, one back here. I tell you what, one lucky tank shell and a diving tank wipes out like everything back here. You'd have to be pretty unlucky if you're 1CDO for that to occur. But it's totally, it's totally possible. Smithers would have smashed enemy side like giant meteor with his massive balls. Less talk of Smithers' balls, the better, thank you. I've had enough thinking about them. I imagine they're lovely, let's be honest. There's no denying it, but less talk of them, the better. Piskek there, trying to dive, gets taken down. Does get traded out, though. Stappenall, or Dylan there. Seems to be an MG from Gunny as well. Not in a great position, though. Stappenall takes down Baron. Doesn't get traded out just yet. These are good trades here from Easy, making a lot of ground up, which is really, really nice from them. This is what I mean. They've got to get that shift W forward. They've got the 76 into the point as well. Medium Sherman's coming through now. Now, if they can just wait and get that second 76 up, it is going to be incredible for them, and they will cap the point if they get the the second 76 with the medium. I keep saying third 76 because I forget anyone would ever use a medium. But they're using tank shells, the smoke ones, onto the point, which is interesting. Just denying any sort of vision at this stage. Big shell goes in onto the 76 there. Looks like that could have been the medium taking it. Can't see what else would have killed it. Or would have taken a shot at it. Christ, was that really the medium just got the kill there? Oh, fucking hell. Wait. Really? You died to a medium in a 76? Well, I'll tell you what, if they did, that is ridiculous. But I can't see what else would have just killed it, to be honest with you. He doesn't really have the angle, though. He must have just been shooting at pings. I'll tell you what, though. Does he have the angle? Oh, if he pulls forward a little bit, there's a very, very slight bit of angle there. You can see the medium Sherman just got one little tap into its hull. Not going to be doing too much more than that, though, as he backs off. That's a naughty little spot to be able to see up onto that hill, though. Really, really nice. Well, take note of that one for me, buddy. Send that to the tankers and tell them that's how you're supposed to play armor. But MG up, tell me, is this Brynjar? No, it's Mr. Meeseeks. I shouldn't have said his name. I'm sorry, buddy, you got him down already. It's a good little spot to be in up here, I must say. It is nice, but it is exposed. And with one CDO not having too much coming out of the point, it's not doing huge amounts of damage to them. But of course, it's just nice area control for them to have. Just taking a quick drink there, because this is my second stream of the day, so I'm aware my voice is probably going to start going at some point during this game. They're still talking about Smithers balls in the chat. Jesus Christ. I don't understand. Don't understand. Luke's could get caught by the medium here. Do they have a mark on it? That's the real question. I don't think they know it's there. Medium just kind of... I don't really understand what's going on there. Hang on, is there AT back here somewhere? They shoot AT at their own tank. I think Iron Eagle might have shot AT at his own tank. Oh, that's amazing. I don't understand. I don't know why, but there was definitely a rocket came in and then the engineer went down. There you go. Lux is down. Bit of a waste. Should have just dived out of the way. I'm going to be honest with you. Why sit there and take your own demise? I don't know. Because he wasn't going to win the fight. He's really just kind of annoyed the medium at this stage, as opposed to done any real sort of damage. But we can see, one CDO absolutely lobbing rockets in at this point. Chucking them everywhere. But they've actually done a really, really nice job at clearing out 5-ways. And actually, they've pushed out the front door at the same time as well. And so we're now going to start seeing one CDO maybe generating something towards cowsheds. That isn't just a really, really wide flanking attack. They've got to go grab some map control. You can see they're running players in deep again. I understand it. I understand the idea behind it. I don't even hate, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even hate the garrisons that they're building at the moment. I perhaps hate this one. But I quite like this. I quite like these garrisons. I wouldn't mind just seeing sort of one more out here on the hill, just to really secure this wide net of garrisons that they've built. That sort of situation there looks pretty good to me. Give yourself some room to be able to build some up at the front as well, when possible, and you'd look pretty good. I'd already be looking to remove these two garrisons, so I want to get rid of this one, and I want to get rid of this one. Get rid of those two. They're not needed at this stage. Not really necessary. Did see a little tank go down out on the flank there, which is interesting. I don't quite know what's down here. I think it just went down to AT though. It's the medium tank went down. Oh no, what the fuck is this? What is this? Hello? Someone explain to me what the hell this guy's doing out here. I have no idea. Look, I can't question it much though. Did kill a tank. But I'm going to be honest with you, he's just going to get caught out in the open, I think, at some stage and not do huge amounts more damage. Can't see him making a massive impact on the game from out there. But, of course, the medium did go down, and so there's now no tanks on the front line for easy, and that's where the 76 should be, backing up the medium tank to really do the sort of big damage that they're looking at doing. As we sort of swing through this front line, though, we can see easy. They're pretty relentless with their pushes here, which is quite nice. but they've been pushed out of PS Farm, which is good from one CDO. Too many squad leaders out here, though. You don't need, you know, I know it's small squads, right? I know they're only going to have a couple of squads out here, but whatever sort of setup you're running, whether it's like a 2-7, 3-8 squad setup, I don't know whether you need this many bodies out here at this stage. Go get yourself some more control over break alt mana, push them out the front door a bit more, because once again, Easy is starting to cap mid, and it's just because one CDO they're not in position. They're just not in the areas they need to be in. Now, it's fine, right? It's okay, because actually all they've got to do is just spawn 2 players onto these 4 outposts, and you look pretty good, and they're not capping anymore, and you can just deploy, and you can flop players back in from the flanks, and that's not a problem. But the problem with this is you can see what these guys are going to do. They're going to just try and go for this sort of move, I would hope. At worst, they only make this move, I think, and they only got the road. At best, maybe they cut in and they split a little bit. But for now, those 3 squad leaders are a little bit close, and I swear to God, they're going to go build this garrison, aren't they? And I get it. I get the idea. But I tell you what, it's just when you've got all these backline garrisons already built, they have at least taken this one down, which is good. When you've got so many wide garrisons built, you lose the ability to actually generate anything in at cattle sheds. But at the moment, one CDO still pushing forward. They've got their tank out wide as well. Is this the Tiger or is this not Panzer IV? Used a lot of medium tanks. Seen a lot of medium tanks today. I have no idea what's going on with all these medium tanks, but they're still about and they're still pushing and making semi-good use of them, to be fair. When it's just medium tanks fighting medium tanks, of course, it's not a problem. But the first team to sort of mass up 3 heavies and actually shove them into the middle of the map, probably going to win the game, to be honest with you. Got a lot of Easy fans in the chat today, which is interesting. Honey Badger, a massive Easy fan, I know this. This 76 finally making his way back into the fight. He's taking a little bit of damage, but he is making his way there. Be interesting to see if he's got any 76 friends coming up, or whether he can get a rep station, or... What the fuck is this? What are you doing, Watson? I swear to God, if you make it, this is... just catches him. What is the plan here? I swear, he's going to go wipe the outpost, isn't he? Is that... Oh, he gets wiped out by the rocket. That's so unfortunate. But who was it? Bet it was, wasn't it? It was B-Ride takes him down. Oh, no way. And then Watson, I think, does actually wipe this outpost as well, having dived the truck. And then they... Oh, no, he doesn't. They've still got an outpost in. That's all right. That's fine. They did wipe out the supplies here, though. Iron Eagle, not happy about that truck. Takes it down. He was not going to miss a second time. This is great from Easy, though, in terms of just keeping up relentless pressure at A network. They did start to lose a little bit of cap pressure here. Commander CJ, backline commander, man off my own heart, right there, is up in the point. Christensen is as well. Doesn't have his outpost up in the point, unfortunately. I don't think it might have actually just been taken down, in fact. Getting a little bit too aggressive with it. Pops around this corner, takes down Arnie, but then just gets headshotted by a lockpan there. I think he took out Devilish as well. Easy. Drop players back in. Really, really good defensive work from them. Want to see them maybe just get some players a little bit wider to defend out from the outside. Because, you know, one CDO, you can see what the game plan is, and I think it's been obvious from sort of first minute, really. They're going to play wide, and they're going to go for long, sweeping flanks in. Easy just need to get their tanks into the fight at this stage. That's the main thing for Easy. If their tanks can actually get themselves onto the front door of A network and start shredding infantry, and more importantly, catching 1 or 2 outposts with their shells, this one CDO team could go down pretty quick, because they don't, you know, they don't have the greatest of structures, but they do have a sort of structure. The problem is, if they lose control of 5 ways, and then Easy really kind of sprint themselves into this point, I think that air network would go down. Just depends who sort of gets the upper hand on the tanks. There is a lot of supplies on the map from one CDO, just clocked. Oh, hang on. I think Tiger just went down off in the distance there. Looks like Tank Simpy boy, McTank Simp, managed to get himself... Oh, Stipnell goes down. They've got to move this tank, though. Yeah, just back it up. You'll be fine. Not a problem yet, don't worry. You've been satcheled, boys. Oh, why? You get satcheled in reverse gear. You should know this as tankers. You've made it very, very easy for yourselves there. You saw him coming, and then you just backed off, having killed the tank that was the actual threat to you. You then just backed off, rather than driving forwards in, like, second gear. That's what you needed to get to, was second gear. But one CDO, finally, they've pushed themselves up towards Gardens. 76 goes down. And they're now filtering players in at 4th into cattle sheds. Sorry if you heard me drink for a second there, by the way. The throat is starting to get a little bit sore. And it's just from talking a little bit too much. Devilish, though, in the point, making a bit of a nuisance of himself on the defense. Can he take down Moose? That's the real question. Don't know if he knows he's there, but Mad Mike and Moose are into the point. Devilish surely spotted him. Hang on, buddy. Are you using a... What are you using? Oh, no. You're okay. You're using a Garand. I thought you were using a carbine. Takes down Moose. Mad Mike just to go. It's good defending here from Devilish. Winning a couple of trades there. They just need to stop them spawning any players in on Fox Squad. If they get full 6-man in, we could see this get a little bit hairy for Easy. But of course, they don't have too much else around in terms of being able to get lots of players in. Mad Mike needs to kick me from his squad as well, because I'm still just chilling. I can't leave it, you know. I've told the man to kick me. They can't spawn 6 players in on me, or on our outpost, because I'm in there. They haven't got 5 in the squad, though. I think Mad Mike, his outpost might go down here. Arnie's just got to get himself up this hedgerow, and he'd take it down, no fuss. But he's not going to. He runs away. Arnie's going to get... Arnie's going to get himself inside the grain feed. I never know. Arnie's not going to get himself inside the grain feeder. Because someone is watching it and they are paying attention. And suddenly with Arnie going down, there's suddenly not a lot of people around here from Easy. A lot of their players just ran away, actually. One tank gun off the back to the left side of our screen there. Driving away, because he's been pushed out by infantry here. But luckily for them, he's driven back into the cattle shed's cap sector. And that is just enough to tick it over onto the defense. But Easy slowly getting squeezed out. I hear a bombing run coming in. There you go, that's a 1 CDO bombing run. I fucking hate it, it's not very good. But then bombing runs themselves are not particularly good. Gonna be honest with you, it's not doing too much damage there, in my opinion. They just didn't have a lot of mass down there. You gotta run that recon plane or something so you can see it first before you run the bombing run and just see what sort of damage you can do. Because I mean, certainly there really didn't feel like a lot of danger. You know, a lot of people in that front door area. Medium tank's got himself involved again though, and he's actually helping to clear up this rear side of the point. Mad Mike is still up and about though, inside this point, just staying alive. He's been patient. Very, very good squad leading from him in terms of just keeping himself up and alive. But I think he might get caught out by Devilish there. He does indeed. Devilish then wipes out the outpost, and that's all the threat gone, really, around cattle sheds. No, it isn't, because actually they've got a garrison up. God, where the hell is this garrison? Just up ahead. Underneath the trees, maybe? Oh, it's just underneath me. There you go. It's right here. It's just locked red again. I think that's Ant getting himself in the way. But they, again, you know, they're going for these wide attacks. They've got the garrison up into G3 now. Despite the fact that, you know, they've lost most of their garrisons around... I was hoping that was going to be a rectangle. Around this eastern and western side. And they've gone very, very narrow on the defense. They still... pretty insistent that these wide sweeping attacks would get themselves into the win and the 4-1 stance at cattle sheds. I was just wondering why my map wasn't going away there, but it's because I had my drawing tools up. Good MG work there. Takes down Brynjar. Ant still pushing up, though. Looks like they did find that garrison, so the garrison goes down, which is great for easy. It means they don't have to worry too much about this side now. But they've got to do something about this sort of area, and they've got to go take control of 5 ways. Got to win a couple of gunfights. An MG just is not not the play that you need down here. I'm sure he's very good, but he's pretty limited in what he can do from this sort of position. Though, you know, he's being a little sneaky boy as best he can inside the bush. 76 up from easy again. And they're just gonna... Well, I thought they were gonna just kite backwards and forwards, but they've actually put the gun back to the front now. So maybe they're actually gonna go for a little bit of a push inside the front door. It'll be really interesting to see. I want to see them do this with the second tank, though. Take a look at the map. I'll tell you what, the tank situation for 1 CDO is not looking good. Down in the south, looks like they're bringing up another Tiger. We've got Aaron tank commanding that one, and they've got a medium tank out here with Von Silver commanding it. But in general, the tank situation is not good. The 76 needs to capitalize on this downtime that it's got, where it's got the ability to sort of push indiscriminately, really. Certainly, we haven't seen any AT guns from 1 CDO. We haven't seen much from their tanks either. Such a shame that they don't have the second 76 up, though. Because that would be huge in terms of just giving them the ability to push in and cap this point here. See rockets flying out there. Actually, a decent rocket there by Sherby. Gets all the way across the field, does splash. Doesn't get any kills, but it's good range, though. I'll give him that. It is good range. It's not too bad at all. They just need to mass up some infantry around this tank and actually make a bit of a go for it, though. Taking a look up into the sky, they don't really have much massing anywhere, to be honest with you. While the CDO don't have much on this wheat field, you could absolutely have crawled someone across it if you really fancied it. Easy looking at coming in from Pierre's farm again, but it's been shut down early doors by 1 CDO. Ranger Vito, Commander CJ, and Sonic out here as well. Looking at trying to cut this one off. E-Rock there. Gonna get pushed by Ranger Vito. Probably gonna get caught. Oh! Sprays with a headshot. That'll do. Oh, for God's sake, we got a copy pasta in the chat of Smithers' massive meteor balls. God. I am genuinely concerned by the people in my chat. Confused. I think you might need to take a break from Smithers. Might need to get you a little straining order or something like that. JP here has actually been alive quite a bit of time. He's actually done a really nice job just holding up here. Oh, and then Docs just gets strafing run. Perfect. Is that a 1 CDA strafing run? Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know about a strafing run, but, you know, I guess with only the 1 artillery gun, they do have plenty of munitions here. I want to see them, actually. What would be really, really nice to see is if they actually just converted all this munitions over into fuel and then manpower. Runner encouraged, get even more fuel, and just really sort of try and capitalize on the fact that they could get a lot of Tigers up very, very quickly. But they don't seem interested in doing that too much, I don't think, because I don't think they've been converting. Easy though. They're going for this. They're going for the open field push, and they're just getting caught every single time. Now, I love the players in the meat grind. I appreciate every single person that puts himself into the meat grind, mainly because I also do it. But running across an open field with like no tank support, no smokes. Well, 1 smoke's out, but you know, no real sort of smoke coverage. It's not the play. I don't know. I don't like the open field nature of that push. There's actually what you can do, I suppose. If you're not gonna mass up tanks in this area, You leave a sort of token force behind, and maybe that's what they deem this is. Maybe they deem this as their token force of defense. I'm not going to argue about how much it should be in this defense off the front line. And then just really drop more players up to go take these areas here. And just like get as many players spawned as possible and do that while having a tank sort of just kite backwards and forwards here, smashing across the front and waiting for the second and third 76 to really get up and into the play. And that'd be crucial. Oh, don't tell me there's a fucking outpost there. Oh, it is. Okay. I gotta find out who this is. Easy squad. Boris sneak off. That is not an outpost I ever want to see again. I understand that there's some cover there, but that is still an open field. No matter how much you try and argue about it, that is still an open field. But easy, come on, come on. You've been this far before. You've got this far so many times in this game. This has got to be the third time, maybe, they've got themselves into this position. Get some spawns in onto Puckdis and Zan. This is so important now. I'm okay with these guys sat here. Everyone else, though, needs to just be feeding through this sort of channel here. Really try and make their way through. Try and break their way into this area. And if you can manage to do that, that's going to be great. You know, I hate wheat fields, right? I don't like being in wheat fields, but you still have to get players up to here. And you can defend off on this wheat field. Spawn more players out on this side. Go take control of sort of this area here, from here. From that, you can then actually start to just really pressure through into AA network from a couple of different sides. You can really pressure in from here. You can then start sneaking players in the front door. But it's all really... oh, no. Oh, McFuckknuckle absolutely clocks his second rocket. Absolutely fucks it up. And this 76 has got to go back for reps now. He has to rep. If he meets a tiger, he's one shot and he's dead. Now, luckily for them, we've not seen too much from the one CDO tigers. We'll take another quick look at the map to see where it is. He's up there. And I guess he's just shooting at infantry. I guess he is. I mean, yeah, the tiger's pretty good at killing infantry, so can't argue with that too much. Oh, Jesus, look at that spawn wave into air network go. Christ. That is everyone. Where's the artillery, boys? Where's the easy artillery, please? You just drop it into this point. Surely you know they're all in here. But they've managed to feed players into the front door. It's so good from easy. They've actually managed to open field run thanks to the 76. They just need these guys out here to win a couple of gunfights now and really get the pressure on. The same as down here, which is win a couple of gunfights. I love this guy here. He can stay and he can look up to the south from here at the bottom of our screen. This guy as well, and just ensure they don't get flanked. But, you know, get infantry feeding through now. Please, please. Go do it. Go do it. I don't know how this AT guy's got into the rear here. It must have come out from... this outpost here from whoever this is, Bobby. It must have come out from Bobby's outpost. Because actually, they are pretty deep here. Again, a couple of gunfights winning. And this guy, Sir Flex, would be huge. But he's 1v3 at this stage. With an AT shooting at him as well. I think he's going to go down the Bazman, though. He does. Bazman takes him down. They've got players looking this way, though, which is great. Really, really good news. Don't worry about the supply truck, boys. Just focus on killing the infantry, because you can cap this. This is cappable now. 76 gets... There's an explosion down here. Gets a kill onto something. What do we got? AT gun. Well, don't know about the AT gun. A little bit exposed. You probably want to place those further back and be a little bit more sneaky. But the medium tank's up now. The medium's in the fight. Precision strike comes in. What's it landed on? Oh! On the move, takes down the 76. Now, why that killed the 76, I will never ever know, because, I mean, it landed fucking miles away from it. I've seen them take direct hits and not die, but alas, here we are. The 76 does go down, and it's so unfortunate for Easy, but huge for one CDO. But the second 76 is up now and into the fight, and that's why it's so unfortunate, because with the second 76 up, 3 tanks right on the doorstep, they would have just slaughtered everything inside this point, you would have thought. With a little bit of artillery and 3 tanks, it would be theirs, and it might still be. They've got to win a few more trades here. We can see Stapanel pushing the garrison. The spawn wave's on him. He takes down 1, takes down 2. He reloads. He hops around. It gets taken down, though, by Kiris and MJPT. Yeah. Oh, my word. Everything going into this Widow goes down as well. The Bazman runs himself in. The Bazman seems to be a bit of a fragger in this one as well. Kiris still alive. Tiger in there as well. 76. Splash into it. Splash off the gun or something. Get the kill onto it. Don't get yourself satcheled, for the love of God. Bazman goes down, luckily for easy. And that 76 crew. JP doesn't get the shot off, gets taken down by Trip. Everything going on around this garrison. Huge spawn wave. Massive spawn wave comes in. Oh, it's Drew in the chat. Hey, it's always good to see Drew. Hell Let Loose's newest Discord moderator. Where's my, Drew, where's my orange name, buddy? That's the real question I've got on the orange name in the Discord, thanks. Tell Wombat Medic to message me back, please. But massive spawn wave absolutely saves this point for now, but my God, easy, please. Keep this pressure up, because this is crazy, crazy from you. Forcing just incredible defensive efforts from 1CDO. They need to get... This is where the width on those garrisons that they did have would have come in useful. This garrison here would have been useful. This garrison here would have been useful, because then they could feed players down. Go take a... back on the 5 ways area, get players up into Pierre's farm and across and around, and just really start trying to cut off everything around this point. Because if they keep relying on this massive spawn wave on the garrison, they're going to be in danger. And in fact, actually, I don't see the garrison down there anymore. Has it gone? Yeah, it has indeed. They do have some supplies on here. They can rebuild. They drop more in if they need it. They will rebuild that garrison, I would have thought. They have already got it. Can see it just down here. Just at the bottom of our screen there. Garrison gets built. But my word, my word, my word. 1CDO fighting for their lives there. And if their tanks had just stayed up that little bit longer, they would have been golden. Absolutely golden. Tiger now has pushed up. Doesn't have line of sight on to that 76, it doesn't seem. Oh, only just though. Just the one bush in the way. Meaning they're not going to be able to take that 76 down. But there's really, oh my word, more spawn waves inside of AA Network. It's so desperate here from 1CDO. Brynjar crawling through the wheat field. Crawling away. Bazio overlooking it. He's not going to spot him though. JP takes down 2, I think. Widow and Puctus. Dave now pushes up. They've got to go get these trades. The artillery's dropping as well. More artillery from Easy is needed. Oh my word, the artillery is just so late though. It's so unfortunate for them. It could have been so good. If this artillery, it can still make a big difference in this game. It can still be crucial to this. We can see Easy. They're still out by Pierre's farm. In fact, it looks like, I mean, Fox Squad here has kind of gone past it. They've got an AT gun up, looking like they're trying to take down the 76 there, with the AT gun and a Tiger combined push. This AT gun doesn't seem to have the angle it needs though anymore, which is such a shame, because it could have been good, actually. It could have been very, very good. This 76 is pushing again, though. I don't... Well, get a tank simp and push, maybe, but don't push right now. Although this Tiger is on the retreat, it seems. They are backing off. Another shot goes into the 76. It's going to have been a rocket, I would have thought. Big explosion there inside the point. I didn't see what took that one down. Might be another tank somewhere. Another 76 pushing up, going for this Tiger. They seem to have an idea. They're beelining right at it here. They can see it. They missed the first shot, though. Doesn't get the turret hit that they needed. Surely at this stage, though. Shot goes in, hits turret again. Oh, Tiger misses. Tiger misses his shot. Player hops out. They're going for the double rep. Not going to be enough, though. Tiger goes down. They've got the 76s up. The boys are back in town. But do they have... Where'd the other 76 go? He's backing off. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. He's getting reps up. That's all right. He needs to just rep up, and then they can go again. He can get in once again. No, even Chow's getting involved with the fucking memes now. It's only a matter of time before Drew gets involved with the memes. Absolute meme lord that he is. Oh, actually, I don't know if he's allowed to meme anymore now that he's a big old hell, at least moderating nerd. Bombing run goes in. I don't hate the bombing run for the first time ever. Actually takes down the garrison, which is really, really nice. Probably wiped out a whole bunch of supplies on the point as well. Sith follows it in quite nicely. Gets taken down by Christensen. Tanks shelling into the point now as well. They are so close to capping this point. It's so right on the edge. Tanks shelling in. If they can wipe out a few more spawns in there, 76 dives. Let's take a look. They got 3 outposts on the point, 3 just off of it. This is so defensive from one CDO. But Easy are starting to cap once again. Once again, they're at it. 76, please tell me you're inside the strong point there. He's backing off. He's not going to be in the strong point anymore. But alas, for what a view he's got into this point. Just going to splash off absolutely everything through every trench line. I would have thought he's going to put HE shells in and just try and wipe it out. That's the real crucial thing that he can do here, is just wipe out any outposts. That's what tanks are good at. They can take down outposts in a relatively safe and secure manner. Just saw a bunch of players go down behind, though. Tim Pop Martin there was almost on that 76. Sherby manages to secure it, though. 76 safe for a little bit more. Shells going in. Need some closer shells from the 76, actually, to be honest with you. Rocket goes in. You can't bend the front of that, buddy. You got to aim for the side of it. But Easy have actually lost 5 ways here in a massive turn. This could be really, really good here for one CDO. The fact that they've managed to take 5 ways, they can now actually secure it off like they're doing with just a couple of players. They're actually up to Breakout as well, which is great. Now they can just divert players out onto this eastern and northern side. And they can maybe start pushing out. Easy. This has been a fantastic last 10-15 minutes, though, of just pure chaos around AA Network. It's been living life right on the edge. Easy not done, though. They are not giving up. It's really, really good to see. I really don't hate the way that Easy are playing. It's just if their tanks were just a little bit more coordinated, I think they'd be in and good to go. They just need that sort of little bit of extra fragging power to really make the difference here. Like Trip sprints around that corner, does manage to get Bogo, but doesn't see Nate. And that's so unfortunate. Trip pushing in again. The garrison's back up inside of this bunker. Oh, sorry, not the bunker, the trench there. Nate's outpost goes down. Brinyard takes him down. Great from Brinyard. Takes down the crucial player. It doesn't matter that McFuckduck was up. It's about taking down the SL. They now have managed to take down the garrison that was in the trench again. So that's now gone, and they start capping once again, but big spawn wave inside the point off of one of the outposts. Defends it just about. Tiger is up now. 76 has got to get himself out of dodge, but I don't think he's going to be able to. He's so exposed here. Oh, Tiger smashes off the hedgerow. 76 just doing enough here. Manages to get himself here behind this hedgerow. And actually, this is a really good kiting position now that they're in. They can just backwards and forwards go through this, help their infantry out, shred infantry. They don't need to back all the way off. They just need to get an engineer on top of them, rep up, you know, but they've dived out of the way, and that's such a shame because that could actually just allow this Tiger to push forward and help their infantry out. And really, they wanted to keep that Tiger at bay, but they're starting to cap once again, thanks to just the horde of infantry coming in towards AA Network. This game's been way more exciting than I thought it was going to be in. I've already ran out of tea, and the throat's starting to go. We're now on to the having to drink water, having ran out of Guinness as well. This is terrible. But defensive cap pressure comes in from 1CDO with the desperation waves. Trip starts diving into this trench line. Is he going to catch BB3? BB3 is going to catch him, though. Now, oh, I don't know why he's just exploded. But surely, Ozymandias. Oh, I love the name Ozymandias. Big fan of that one. Is he going to catch BB3? Is BB3 going to catch him? Oh, BB3's looking at the plate. Oh, bombing run comes in now. That's a 1CDO bombing run. But I don't think it's going to catch much, though. No, it gets 1 kill, gets the 2nd kill, gets 3 kills there. But alas, it doesn't do too much damage to them because they're actually in the point, scrapping hand to hand here. Easy start filtering more players in. Oh, is this an easy airhead now? Is it? It is. They're dropping an airhead into the point. Fascinating stuff here. They're really going to try and just dive this point with 30 minutes to go. Where is this going to land? Oh, it's going to land just behind, actually. Not the worst airhead position I've ever seen either. Just depends, will Tiger Lily get themselves up and into this? I don't know. Tiger Lily's pushing. Someone's got to take him down, surely. Don't let him get a spawn on this airhead. Marco takes down the crucial player. Oh, he gets killed by artillery. Nate Fish now. Is he going to get the airhead? No one defending this airhead. He gets killed by artillery as well. Oh, this airhead's still up. They've coordinated the spawn. No, they haven't. Oh, AT kills the spawn wave there. Oh, good lord. I don't know whose artillery this is. I don't know whose artillery is hitting that. But I tell you what, it's killing everything. They're killing absolutely everyone. I think that might have been easy artillery, though, because there's no more landing. And I think they just mistimed the shell. But easy, they're in the point. They need to spawn some more players in. Another squad leader, just one more squad leader in this point might do it. But the Tiger is diving now. The Tiger's getting itself into the point. The Bazman, he's coming up behind this airhead, but he gets killed by artillery. I think that's 1CDO artillery now. No way. Oh, for God's sake. So many team kills. There you go. I think that artillery is just... No, I think it took down some supplies that were dropped. But they've just done enough here inside the point to wipe out all of these easy players. The airhead's still up. They can still spawn in. There you go. They've got the outposts in position as well. One outpost goes down, it looks like, from the support player. But if... Easy is still filtering players in. Oh, who's the satchel boy back here? Has he got the satchel on? He's got a grease gun. I don't see any sparks, though. He did. He got the satchel onto the Tiger. And that immediately starts the count pressure. Fantastic from the assault player there. Really, really good work from him. Easy, I put in so much ridiculous pressure in an AA network. Oh, and someone's just going popping off inside the trenches there. It's Penguin going ham inside of these trenches. He goes down to a grenade or something, though, inside the point. And that's going to allow them to push through, is it? I'm not sure. True King is now getting himself involved. Mr. Meeseek's in there with the MG. Probably doesn't need to be an MG at this point in time unless he's running the BAR, but I don't know about running a BAR at a time like this. True King's up, though. Oh, huge spawn waves coming in from Easy. And they're getting around. The Brignoir there wraps himself around the point. And this point is surely going to go the way of Easy here. 25 minutes left to go. True King's still up. He goes down finally inside the point. They're filtering more players in from this wheat field. Let's take a look at the map, see what spawns they've got. Oh my god, it's a base trade. 1CDO wrapped all the way around the outside. They're going to now cut off everyone coming in towards AA network. They've dropped the reinforcing. They've got no more manpower. But they don't need it. They might just about defend this. They've got so much fuel. Not time for another heavy tank. They've got a unused half-track back here as well. Easy. My god, there's so much going on in this game. Easy are down at St. Marie de Mont, and if they cap it, then they've got players involved at St. Marie de Mont to be able to readily take care of it. But oh my god, 1CDO are just defending from the outside in. Perfect defense. So risky. So risky. But it's going to work. The spot is riding the medium tank. And one CDO are defending it. And I think they're going to defend it. Oh my lord, Easy must be absolutely devastated by this. They allowed themselves to get wrapped around the outside. And if one CDO, once they feel confident, they'll just put players forward, you would have thought, into cattle and really put Easy off kilter. Now's probably the time, actually. If you're going to do it, just stick someone inside the cap sector and see what happens. See if you can start capping at all. Medium tank took a rocket to the rear there. Second one ricochets off. Oh, that could have got a kill, that ricochet. Never mind. Oh my lord. This is never going to end, is it? The 76 is making its way forward now. Oh, unbelievable. And there's no... Is there any one CDO tanks coming up? We've got a medium. We've got a Lux. No Tigers. Tigers just coming out of left HQ. Bombing run lands. This is an easy bombing run now. And they're starting to cap again. Fucking hell. I need this game to end. Oh, this is too much. It's a Sunday night, guys. This is too much for a Sunday night. Rocket flies off there towards the one CDO players. Medium tank goes down. Easy. Surely, if you've got to wrap this up and get rid of these players. These guys are just flying down, though. This is Calvus. This is nuts. Unbelievable from Calvus. If he's taken down 3 players there, fantastic work from him. One CDO starting to defend once again. Please, no more big spawn waves, though. Surely. Surely. True, I did speak to Wombat. She's ignored my DMs. She didn't respond to me. And I feel bad about messaging her again. So that's why I'm asking you to do it. But Easy with another spawn wave in the point. One CDO. Have not wiped them off of it just yet. Even the Easy commander's in here now. Toxic is up inside the point. You should be able to see Sparky if he turns, but he's looking out towards 5 ways. But they're starting to cap again. I hate this game so much. Oh my god, Easy now have wiped out the point. How have Foncio lost control of the point again? But they've gained control over the side. Okay. So, to demonstrate now, they've got control over one flank. They don't have control over 5 ways, but they're not letting anyone feed in from 5 ways, which is great. They've got control down here of this little key zone here. If they can take this building that's down at the bottom of the map, or bottom of the screen here, they can stop anyone feeding in through this way. But the problem they have is they don't have any control over their strong point. And if Easy can just frag for their lives, they can keep this going. Costco down there defending the outpost, it seems. 76 is up as well. They're still capping. Oh, it's another AP mine. I love these AP mines. This is crazy. Ocean goes down to Tiger Lily. Costco, not interested. Not going to look. Doesn't care. He's just sitting and waiting. Grenade goes in. That could actually wipe an outpost, depending on where that falls. Costco goes down. Doesn't get rid of Sith, though. Sith's still up. Tiger puts his rocket in towards the 76. Misses, though. He goes down to the tank shell. Outpost still alive from Easy. And they are still capping. They do not have much inside of this point. Lux drives. Oh, for God's sake, they've actually base traded over on this side as well. Look at this. Flipped it around on the eastern side. Oh, sorry, on the southern side of the point. They've got players back there. The sniper goes down, though, to Ranger, which is great for him. So Flex is up, though. If he can just get a couple of trades in, that'll be really nice. The Lux is diving. The Easy Horde is running against the one CDO Horde, actually. And my God, with 20 minutes to go, having been almost capping this for the last 20 minutes, Easy cap the point finally. Now, they do have the garrison back up at St. Marie de Mont, so they're not just going to quickly hop. One CDO is still in this, though. They're still in good positions. It just depends if they can get their outposts back up and into the fight. It looks like Fox... Oh, that's unfortunate, actually. Just saw Fox go down by Pierre's farm. There was a terrible circle. They were down here, over by Pierre's farm. Jig has got his outpost back up, though, as well. We're seeing cap pressure now coming in from one CDO. Little spawn wave comes in. They need to get the garrison built. And they need to... If this tank is... I'm going to check. I'm checking you. I'm going to check it. Are you in the circle? You are. Good man. Good man. What are they fighting over there, though? What's this 76 up against? Looks like they are actually going to fight this Tiger. The half track's moving forward. It's even got a gunner. I really hope to see the gunner get some action. 76 backs off. I think that's pretty wise. He doesn't really have a good view on the Tiger. But my lord, what a 20 minutes of action this has been. I think there's more to go as well. One CDO not giving this up because actually Easy have just been wiped out of the point again. They've got the outposts there still. They need to get Garrison up. They've got to get more. They've got to be able to filter more players in. They're stuck in 5 ways, it seems, which is not the worst place to be stuck in, to be fair. It's quite a nice part of the country. But they don't want to be stuck there. Odd Rocket, I'm not even going to look at your names. I don't want to be embarrassed for you. But Forbes here with his outpost, it could be crucial if he can actually start filtering players now into the cap. If he can get his players up and into these sorts of zones, they'll look pretty tasty and be able to do a lot of damage. But it just depends. He's actually going to go on the offensive. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I barely got control of A network, but maybe getting the offensive pressure is the one. He actually ends up going down there, it looks like. Just Sonic gets taken out. Calvis, he's going to make the open field run as well. Easy love these open field runs. I'll give them that. They are absolute grinders. Fair play to them. Got the 76 up now. Is that the second 76? It is. 2 76s. Just go defensive, 76s. Just go defensive. Keep the tanks off the point, you'll be okay. I think that's the plan. I think that's got to be the play, right? I don't think I've got any tankers in the chat today. I don't see a bite-sized or a honey badger. I wouldn't mind of actually having one of them inside this point, though. Or inside the chat, just to ask that question to. You know, who... I don't know. I think going defensive with the tanks in the last 20 minutes is probably the one. Actually, we can see this little sniper duo being... Oh, they could be a bit of a pain as well. Chad Long and Ruthless. They could be a bit of a nuisance here. If they can get into the rear side of the 1 CDO attack. I'm going to take a look at the map. Let's take a look at this garrison structure. Okay, the garrison structure, actually nice. It's not too bad. The half track went down. It's such a shame. I don't see it on the map anywhere. But the garrison structure, yeah, you know what? I don't hate it. Look at this. That's a really nice little structure around St. Marie-de-Mont. I would maybe have wanted this garrison back here, I think. And then I could just check you can check one up inside cemetery, and then, you know, at that stage, if I wipe this, you know, you're looking at sort of this sort of structure around St. Marie-de-Mont. It looks pretty tasty, it looks pretty tidy. And then, of course, you've got a couple of little flanking garrisons here. I'd be surprised if they can break through into Piaz Farm. Easy must surely be putting a lot of players into that zone. I'm going to go check that out right now. They must be knocking on the front door of St. Marie-de-Mont. And that's primarily a defensive measure, in my opinion. I don't think these guys ever expect to actually cap the point. We see Forbes is now back out there. As I was saying, out on this side, you can see that they are blocking off this area. And so we do have players just kind of blocking off this eastern side of the map. And what that'll do is that'll just funnel 1 CDO around here. If they can just... They've got to stop this open field push across the front. And if you stop this open field push, you can just funnel everyone around. And then your defensive squads kind of know where they're coming in from. And that's the sort of beauty of a nice flexible front line, and with it being positioned in this sort of a way. We've got to go check out this point, though, because it is chaotic. Devilish is in the point defending. Nate Fish, though, is being a bit of a nuisance. Takes down 2 players there. Mr. Meeseek's in a great position up on top of the AA network house. 1 CDO never really got to utilize this one due to the pressure, but also it's so exposed up here from the other side. Nate Fish pushes in. Will Mr. Meeseeks get the pistol kill? Assassination from above. You do have to hit him, though. Doesn't matter. Widow takes him down. Big Bear pushing forward. Oh my lord, what the fuck are you doing down here, buddy? Are you lost? Don't get in a wheat field. For crying out loud, don't get in the wheat field. It's the last place you want to be. Just chill. The tanks just need to chill. They've got 276s up. Oh my lord. One CDO with the flanks. Okay, I get it. I get it. This is actually not the worst move in the world. They just kill a supply truck in cattle. Oh my. What the fuck is happening? These guys are just going to meet the front of a 76, which I find hilarious, thinking they've got this beautiful little flank move going, and half of them just getting stuck now with a 76 looking at them. They wouldn't have thought this, but decent smoke actually goes out. It's a shame. Smoke tends to go to, I think, to like the northeast. I think it always flows to. I can't remember what the rule for smoke is. It's something like it flows northeast, and then yeah, it's something like it always flows northeast first, and then it like they fake wind and blow it a different direction. But it's not the most intuitive thing in the world. But these 76s crucial here, able to particularly defend this one big flank here, which is nice. Mad Mike puts the tank mark down. They might precision it, you never know. Oh, I love this from Easy, actually. Double defense measures here. Really, really nice, actually. If they can squeeze, they'll keep control of 5 ways from that direction now. But they do need to win some of those trades. They do indeed manage to win one. They're actually also meat grinding their way through. I love to see it. Pushing players out the front door of AA Network just to give themselves some breathing room. And I think finally, they're looking okay inside AA Network for now. Just depends how these tanks hold. I don't know about turning the side of your tank right now, buddy, unless you've got a tank mark, because you are in a little bit of danger. But you're also letting players sneak through. I don't know. But Easy. Oh, this is... I tell you what. I'm like impressed. Like all the time. In this game, I must say, I'm really impressed by this. These guys here, this is such clever defense. Such clever defense. They're just going to go wipe out spawns from behind and deal with this flanking attack. And that's really nice. Great play from them. CJ, looks like he took down one of the garrisons. It was a good garrison location, actually. If they did have one within 5 ways. Wolf Raptor takes down CJ, though. The Bazman's starting to push in. Easy. Wrapping the way around, though. They're still defending 5 ways very, very nicely. They're not as far progressed through the wheat field as perhaps I thought they would be from when I looked, but they are still pressing out, and they are still going. Do they still have the block on at Pierre's? It does look like it, and in fact, actually, they're making pretty good progress here, up towards St. Marie de Mont, and they're actually going to flank all the way around here. What do we got in here? Is there a Lux on defense? Definitely hear a Lux. Salami there. Smokes out. He's potentially going to get caught by this Lux, but actually the fact that they've got players there is just keeping infantry and tanks tied up around St. Marie de Mont, and it's going to be a bit of a nuisance. Bombing run comes in. Let's go take it out. Take a look at this. As I'm just going to mute myself so I can quickly take a drink. Alrighty. I think I just saw one of the 76s just went down, actually. Off to the side of the screen here. They do still have 176 up in the point, which is great. But, sorry, just had to cough there for a second. 76 still up inside the point, and they've got control of 5 ways. They should be able to get a new garrison built. They have indeed actually managed to get one up inside 5 ways, which is good. Good control, good awareness of where they need to keep defensively sound. And actually, by the looks of things, like I said, the good defensive measures here was really, really nice. In fact, from Easy, they actually managed to filter players back through from Breakout Manor, squeezed out the attack that they had from 5 ways trenches, and they've got good control of the hill. The problem they are facing right now, though, is the fact that they're breaking through the front door here. The meat grind has broken at this stage, and there is a little bit of cap pressure at fourth, but I'm not too worried about that one. More worried about the fact that this is just gone contested. Now, they can filter players in. They do still have the ability to filter players at this 1CDO attack. They just do not want to let them get it sort of entrenched inside of this point. But contest comes in again from 1CDO. They start capping. The tanks... Oh... Good awareness from the tank. He's actually going to go park himself inside the strong point, I think, just to provide that extra cap weight. Yeah, as soon as he hits that circle, they start defending. Really, really nice awareness there. Easy, just need to start filtering players in, though, because 1CDO have got a lot of players pushing forward. The main problem I'm seeing, though, is actually... It's, actually, no, I say main problem. I'm going to take that back, because I didn't clock this guy out here. They've got one SL, they had a second one here, and they've got a third one down here, so they do still have 3 squads up in the point, able to attack, which is nice. I must say, though, I'm very, very lucky, because I've now been delivered a whiskey, because I ran out of Guinness, and this game is too much for me. If you're wondering, it's Talisker Sky. It's very, very good. The first sip, always a little bit burning, which you kind of expect when it's a nice peated whiskey, though. Oh, MGs are firing. Do they know this outpost is here? I don't think they do. Sonic just defending his outpost very, very nicely as well, keeping it alive. They've got players inside the point, though. Dave is in there. Is that Pop Owen? Pope Owen. Not Pop Owen. Pope Owen. Was in the point. I don't think there's been a Pope Owen. Must be Pope Owen the first. Calvu, is he going to get the trade onto Pope Owen? Is he going to get the wrath of the gods on him? No, looks like maybe Costco is going to get it. Pope Owen, are you out? No, you had a grenade out. I thought you had his knife out. Pope Owen finally goes down. The wrath of the gods goes onto Costco. Just there. Dave is in the point, though. Aaron's in the point. They're starting to cap. They're starting to cap. 1CDO. It's possible. The tank... the tank comes back into the center circle, though. The commander clearly just shouted at him and told him to get back into it. Easy, though. Come on. Shift W, boys. Shift W. Get yourselves into it. Get yourselves into this wheat field here. This is where I want to see a few more 1CDO guys. I fucking hate being in this wheat field, but quite frankly, if it gets you here, what more can you ask for, really? Go take out their garrisons as well. I don't know who this MG is, but I tell you what, MG totally it's not the right class. Oh, he is the Browning as well. I thought he might have had the bar, but oh, nuts, absolutely nuts. 6 minutes to go, 6.5 minutes to go. We've got 4 minutes to start capping here. 1CDO easy, putting everything in defense at this point. I think. Don't think they're going to have too much going forward. Tanking the point. If they can get a second tank up, as I've been saying all game long, the second tank is going to be crucial. 1CDO though. I don't see any Tigers. What do we got over here? We've got Kyrus moving forward. There you go. There's the Tiger. They're trying to take down E-Rock. He makes a little escape, though. And I think Ruthless is going to maybe get a spot onto this tank, and they're going to know it's coming. If they can get the mark on, E-Rock actually hit Fire's Ranger Veto down. Oh my god, 1CDO with the wide attack again. Lovely commander play there from CJ. Desperation measures, but it could work, right? It could work. This could be the play here. Get yourselves set up here. Try and filter up into these trenches where you can, and just really try and get control of it. But easy, putting plays into the point. Got enough on defense. 3 minutes to go. He's starting to contest the fourth as well. That might call back some 1CDO players if it gets a little bit dangerous. Bombing run comes in. Whose is this? Oh, it's a easy bombing run. Not going to get too much, but it could just get enough. Tiger pushing forward here. I don't think either the Tiger or the 76 know each other are there. Surely the 76 knows of him now. Must have loaded an AP shell. They're pushing into him. Get the first shot onto that 76, please. Someone, shoot. Can neither of them see each other? That's a ricochet. Oh my god, please. There you go. Pen there. Pen there from the easy 76 onto the Tiger. Tiger is done for now. Not going to win this engagement now at this stage. There you go. Tiger goes down. That could have been the play. That could be the game-saving play. 76 still up. Get a tank simp to this tank. Get a rep station up for him. You do not want him backing off at any stage during this. If he now has to back off and get out of this point, that is a massive misplay. Absolutely massive misplay here. If they have to back off out of this point. They just need to chill. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to save this. Easy have got control of the strong point. They've done just enough around the edge to wipe the immediate pressure. They got a tank up as well here. Medium tank. Up into this little gap. I thought he was beached for a second, but I think he's okay. They're not going down without a fight, 1CDO. Playing this massive wide flank here. It needs to get in. They need to make a dent, though. They've got to get into this point. Trip goes down. Rocket goes into the medium tank. Medium tank surely is going to go down. No! Tiger Lily ricochets the first. Nompens the second into the turret. Marco, will he get the kill? There's no way this... Oh, what is Welsh doing? Oh, he's got the satchel. They're placing mines down now. But he's got the satchel. I don't know if he's got the satchel onto the tank. I'm going to have to go take a look. No, no satchel onto this medium tank. 1 minute to go on the cap. Let's go take a fly over. 1CDO, they've got to get the pressure in now. Now or never. 55 seconds. Flares are up. Players shift W into the point. Huge satchel. Huge satchel goes off inside the point there. And that might have been it. That might have been the satchel play. 76 is still up. That's great news. Trip is still in the fight. Cutting off players from the front door. One player, surely just up in this window, looking backwards at this stage, will cut this off. Oh, easy. They're doing it again. They're making the same play once again, and it's going to work, isn't it? They're running players from the wide to come defend this. And this is unbelievable here. Supplies dropping in for CJ, but with 10 seconds to go, don't know if it's going to work. They've got a big spawn wave actually inside this. Then it's not going to be enough, though. It is not going to be enough. The hand goes down, and the game goes to easy. 3-2. Wow, 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 what a game. This has been nuts. What a crazy game. What a crazy game. Absolute base trades galore throughout this one. Huge spawn wave come in from 1CDO. That was really the pressure they were missing. 76 dived as well at that stage. And then they're going to start pushing in. Oh, it's a slaughterhouse. Surely he gets more kills than this. Dude, you've got to learn to aim, buddy. Maybe get a new tank gun, I don't know. But it's a slaughterhouse up here. All these 1CDO players just going down. Oh. Oh, and a garrison in the middle of an open field. Just what I thought. You know what this game needed? An open field garrison. Lovely, 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 lovely stuff. What a game, though. We've got 1 minute to go in this game. 76ers are going to crash into each other, maybe. Nope, they just stop their pirouetting around each other. Take down the supplies. Oh, wow, wow, wow. What a finish to this game. Easy, take a bow. I'll tell you what, Easy, the defensive structure that you guys have got is unbelievable. So, so good in this. Really, really well positioned. It was sort of the battle of the width, to be fair, with 1CDO taking those wide flanking attacks, but Easy clearly taking a page out of the WTH playbook and ensuring wide garrisons and just making sure that they are able to defend from the width and the edges of the map, and coming in and making those plays was absolutely crucial. Absolutely fair play to them. Stick around after this game, though, because I'm actually going to be hopping in with some of the guys from Easy, and I don't know who else is going to be joining. I do need to make sure that I've got my audio set up for this, so because I forgot to set up Discord, which is a bit of a misplay from me. Hopefully, it'll be good, though. Let's take a quick scan down this page here, though. You can see some of the scores. The Bazman with 1,000 combat score, unbelievable. Crit on there with 1,300 from the artillery. Really, really good from him. From the Easy side, a couple of decent scores. Goofy there on the gun with 1,500, fantastic. Really didn't see much from artillery, to be honest with you. Didn't feel like there was a lot of artillery on this, and actually you know, even though there's a lot of score from those players, I must say if there was 3 guns running, I don't know, could have been a lot. Oh, I got a commendation. Thank you, whoever commendated me from 1CDO. Appreciate it. Do appreciate it. But I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back once I'm hanging out with the easy guys and maybe the 1CDO commander as well. So I'll be back in just a second.
Hey guys, can we let's go get a shout out for critical fail. 1 sec.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Hey, no worries at all. How you doing, mate? Because of course, like I've
I'm
actually been lurking in your stream the entire
have
time.
you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm fucking knackered, man. That game was ridiculous.
Oh man.
I just trying to keep up the. I don't know how toxic you were commanding. Right? Were you commanding today?
Yep,
Yeah.
so this is Toxic. He was the commander of Easy. Hopefully, do you know if we can get CJC in?
If we
Oh
can-
no.
If he's in the Discord, I can get him into this VC.
Hey, it'd be great to be able to get him into the Discord because, of course, I'd love to go and chat to him and everything. Because I really would like to know between you and CJC, what was going through both your heads, Toxic? And you know what? Let's go into the questions and everything because I'm sure Critical also has some questions. We saw Hagler has some questions and everything. Critical, what did you think about all of this?
I tell you what, I was actually incredibly impressed by the easy defense throughout that. They snuffed out a lot of 1CDO wide attacks while keeping up just incredible pressure up on that mid cap for so long. You know, a lot of I watch a lot of Hell Let Loose, right? And right from sort of tier 4 in the ECL up to the finals of the seasonal. And one of the big differences is just sort of how much people commit into that sort of meat grind area. Easy committed so much into it and just pushed through the front door, and it was fantastic to watch. But I was really, really impressed by it. I thought it was really, really good plays from the infantry there, from the easy side of things.
So just so you guys know, obviously what I've got here is I'm just going back over the game and everything, just to go and just having this playing in the screen and everything, just so you guys can see. I'll just have it playing in the background. That way, if you guys see anything that you want to talk about or anything like that, go ahead and mention it. If you have specific points, go ahead and say. But it was absolutely amazing. See, I thought that Easy CDO had the better defense personally.
The main issue they had was they were just hanging on desperately for about 20 minutes with the strong point defense. They certainly, I think overall, they probably had the better fraggers and they could push through areas a little bit easier. But they didn't commit into the right zones. Whereas the easy defense, they sat with so little for so long around the map in their own defensive sector around cattle sheds that they never particularly got threatened there. There was one or two moments in the early mid game, probably about half an hour in, where 1CDO get a couple of outposts up, but then Easy just dealt with that really, really nicely. And then certainly at the end, there was a couple of scary moments for Easy once they'd capped it. But again, they actually, what was really, really nice was they actually managed to just spawn wide and push back in. And that just caught 1CDO totally off guard.
Completely off guard. That was one thing I did notice is Easy, and this is something that I'm going to commend Toxic for so much. Easy just adapted so quickly to everything that would happen. Right, this isn't working, we need to try something else. This isn't working, we need to try something else. They eventually went and found a hole. They went straight for it and it just worked so well. So Toxic, talk us through, bud. How did everything go? Did it go the way you wanted it to go? How did you feel that it all went? And yeah, let's hear it all.
So I'm going to start off by saying that I actually didn't even do that much coordinating or orchestrating that round other than some vital and important stuff. Most of my SLs kind of have designated areas of where they're meant to be on the map, and they're given pretty free autonomy to make their own decisions onto what's working and what's not working. So a lot of the stuff that you see happening in game on like a micro level is really just the SLs just taking the initiative to see what's going on in their designated lanes of attack, if you would. So I mean, very few major calls had to be made by me. A lot of it was actually done on the individual levels and on the SLs who are, you know, the best guys on the team, pretty much.
See, and that's where like I was kind of wondering if that was a thing that you consciously did, because it seemed like to me that you were slowly and surely moving your OPs and Garys and everything like that to kind of put that stranglehold on AA Network. And then finally, when you found that one chance to get in there, you guys just pounded it in there.
Well, there's definitely, we didn't want to just attack AA. There's areas around AA that are important. So we want to make sure that we like mini instead of just going straight for the strong point, it's almost like there's many strong points around the strong point that you need to take control of first before you can actually really push in. It's almost, like a game of chess. You have to line up all your pieces.
Very much AOI's areas of interest and all this type of stuff, which I believe Higlar mentioned multiple times about the crossroads right next to AA Network.
Yeah, the five corners area right there is
Oh.
definitely what you want to take control of in order to push AA.
Yeah, and
What was
unfortunately
the
enough, CDO, they were, to their credit, they were able to hold that there at the beginning. And that, I think, is what really put a thorn in you guys' side with being able to take and hold double A or AA network.
Yeah, so I mean that area there, and then north of it is an area that different people call different things. Either they call it orchards or garden or Brecourt Manor, but regardless, that little courtyard type area to the north on like the edge of the line, that's also a very important part. You take that first, then you take five corners, and then you flank out, because they had a Gary up at dugout, and we actually even pushed all the way to dugout at one point and took that garrison out once we had control of five corners. Before we even pushed into AA, we pushed dugout first, and then same thing on the east side of the map. There's the wheat fields and Pierres, and just trying to make sure we had map control from edge to edge essentially. And then once we firmly had map control, just started to constrict constrict them like a snake.
What was what's the thinking on your opening? Where we're talking about how important five ways is to the game. You didn't actually directly deploy any infantry into it. Was there a specific reason behind that? You deployed it into AA network. You deployed it onto the hill as well, but nothing actually directly into five ways.
The truck that was going to that direction ended up going a bit to the west instead, and the idea was that we were going to have a group go into from that truck go into five corners, and then another group go into dugout immediately. But I believe that they just they sent their trucks straight into five corners with their full group, so we lost that initially, and then it was just a constant trying to take that back. But I even dedicated a bombing run or two just to five corners. Like, not even there was at one point we accurately marked the Gary on point, and I was able to line a bombing run up so that it would hit five corners and the Gary simultaneously. But and as you saw, once we took five corners, we established instead of getting a Gary inside AA, we put a Gary in five corners, and then we put a Gary off to the wheat field, and then we had another Gary to the north. But yeah, five corners is like almost the real point, because I mean AA is just machine gun fire and artillery shells. But if you can get a Gary up in five corners, you're pretty set.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and say one thing, and I know zombies love the simple fact that I'm going to bring this up. That 76 crew. That was.
Oh,
those guys.
Right at the end there, that Jumbo 76 doing some massive work. I cannot say it enough. Obviously, this is something I was actually just about to bring up, which I believe Hygar he was bringing up loads of times. Your artillery, Toxic. Once again, I loved it last time. I loved it this time. It is spot on. It is spot on.
Yes, so we have a dedicated artillery team that practices just artillery, and again, like I said in the previous game that you did for us 2 weeks ago, so usually you have like a full RD team, and you got RD defense players, and you build like a fortress around RD, and that's what they're used to. But now with the new rule set that we're trying with the one man unkillable RD, we just kind of just rotate between the gunners, and when they're left unharassed, they just have free reign to do whatever they want. They have as much pinpoint accuracy as the devs allow in the game, pretty much.
Because it is difficult being able to, because that's the thing, is obviously before this all started, I believe the rules changed, didn't it? So it became the one artillery man.
So seasonals is doing that, and there's some talk about the APL doing it, so that's why we're practicing it, just to get used to that meta.
Oh, there we go. And of course, you guys went and did it, and that accuracy is brilliant. One guy being able to fire, reload, retarget, and then of course fire again in quick succession, bringing off some amazing shots. I remember right at the end there, right next to a building, there was CDO went and like I think it was a squad spawned in on an OP, and they were all just wiped out instantly.
Yeah, I've said it multiple times to Zombie in the stream, but that artillery was perfectly placed, and you could tell, number one, the amount of coordination between squad leaders and the artillery was spot on. Definite hats off. I'm a huge dude for the artillery. I love watching artillery get in there and do some work, and it was definitely an interesting thing to see.
Yeah,
I do have a question to ask about the artillery. You dropped an airhead into the point. Did you artillery your own airhead to defend it? And then
I was thinking the same thing.
And then
I remember that
did you
airhead coming
die to that artillery?
If that's what happened, then I'm glad it worked. But
So I couldn't tell. Obviously, you can't tell who is shelling where at any given moment. And I thought to myself, oh, this is fantastic. You know, this is something that comp teams used to do quite a while ago. Airheads get used a lot less nowadays in comp, but we still see this occasionally where you might drop a bombing run over an airhead to defend it, or you might drop artillery in to defend it. I thought, oh, these guys are, they're going to defend their airhead with artillery. That'll be nice. And then an extra shell landed. I thought, oh, oops, someone fired one too many there. And then the artillery stopped. I was like, it must have been defensive. But the best bit about it was about a minute later, one CDO got really close to that airhead and to take it out, and then the guy just got killed by his own artillery. And that definitely was his artillery, because he was just landing on the other side of the point. It's like, this airhead is just a death trap for team kills.
yes, so the airhead bombing run combo is something that I do frequently. I did not do it in this game, but it is something that I've done multiple times in the past. But as far as the RD, I'll tell you this: I spawned on that airhead myself twice, or two times. I spawned on that airhead and immediately exploded, and there was no team kill message on my screen, so I'm pretty sure it was theirs.
So it must have been theirs then. That's such a shame. I was hoping it was just a team kill death trap. But I like the airhead. That's, for me, that's the best use of an airhead. When you've got that frontal assault into a point, and you've got control of a lot of that strong point, you can drop that airhead in just behind it, like you did, and that can then just allow you to feed in a couple extra squad leaders into that area if you need it.
Exactly. If POP gets bugged, go to a Gary.
Exactly. So I really like that move, and I like that a lot more than I like a bombing run airhead combo. If you kind of stack the strong point a little bit too much, you lose all control of sector. And I thought you guys did that really well when you capped it, was that you didn't lose control of sector. I commented on it in my stream. From my side, I said it'll be interesting to see whether they're out by PS Farm and still just controlling that sector, because that's a really good defensive move to stop one CDO from being able to sort of come up that right-hand side of the map. And you were there. I mean, that was really nice that you didn't just dump everything into the strong point. You did allow yourselves that breathing room to just keep control of that sector.
Yeah, once we took control, I did tell them, to make sure that they focus on the not, because we always told them we don't want people piling in the strong point. That's how you lose. There's certain areas where we figure or have a good idea of where they're likely to be coming from. So there's a cluster of buildings with like some stacks of pallets to the southwest of AA, where we know they're probably going to come from. They're probably going to come from directly south from either that group of trees or the wheat field. And then there's that area up on the hill to the south east, which has the water tower. Some people call it Warner Bros. But we know that they probably had a garrison there, and we just systematically started focusing on those locations. And then we even had one squad down at Cemetery trying to harass St. Marie du Mont, like the church, actually a little bit. But by that point, there was already only, I don't know, like 12 minutes left in the game. And then we had a recon team go into the church as well. And we made a tiny bit of cap progress. I think it was just enough just to kind of scare some of them back. And then we restructured our line to just, create a wall of men, basically, to try and keep them from pushing back in. But they were just at the end there, putting most of their effort, I think, based off of flares and recon, into just kind of pushing straight up the center. They had a line of red dots on the map from the flares that looked like they were coming straight from direct south. And the last bombing run I had, I dropped on them just to kind of try to like relieve pressure. And then I had one more airhead in the pocket, so I figured, screw it, dropped the airhead on the point as well, just to have an additional spawn on the point itself, dropped reinforced, and then just waited for that 2-minute mark.
Yeah, no, absolutely, that makes sense. That's clever. I think the recon squad into St. Marie du Mont was a good move as well. It forced them to actually build a worse garrison back there. So had you have got any pressure up, you'd have been quite a good spot because their garrison was not in a good location, and they actually ended up getting forced into having a Lux on defense. And obviously, if you're dropping a tank crew onto defense, it means they can't generate any offensive pressure with that tank.
Which
And a
was
Lux
obviously
is
in this game huge.
yeah. Yeah,
Because
I
that was
must say
one
the tank.
big thing that I noticed is in this game, the armor made the biggest difference. Not so much the Tiger. The Tiger from CDO, I don't know what was going on, especially towards the end there, but we didn't see as many Tigers or the heavy tanks or anything, which we saw coming from, Easy and everything. They were really heavy on their Jumbo 76s. Not so much on the Lukes or anything like that. But the CDO Lukes team, the Luke squad, was absolutely spot on. They were getting into points very quickly. They were putting down some heavy amounts of fire, doing some massive damage. And yeah, as soon as they pulled it back, I remember I was talking to Hilgar about it. The fact that they got that Luke's on that point and a Puma going straight past, that was a bit of a loss. They really should have got that Luke straight onto the point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think.
I was gonna say I'm
Go
really
on,
glad
Toxic.
that Luke's was at the church and not at AA, because if that Lux was at AA, it would have been way more help for us. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I think one of the big differences between the two teams in terms of their armor play was the one CDO guys seemed to only have sort of one heavy crew. They didn't run more than one heavy at a time, whereas Easy were running, they had two heavies out at once at any given moment. I think that was just due to sort of their tanks going down. I think you were trying to get to that third 76. I think that would have been the key for me for you to cap earlier in this game. I think had you have managed to get the third 76 up, if your tanks had just played slightly more passively in the earlier game and got to that third heavy crew early, you could have then really got the pressure on and really started to turn the screw. Because you had tank dominance throughout the entire game. Very, very little effort from the Tigers to really push forward beyond AA network. And when they did, you guys had perfect recon on it to know where they were coming from. If you'd have just got to that third heavy, you could have just stacked AA network with fire, with the artillery raining down as well. I think you'd have really dominated this game throughout a lot of it. And had you have capped early and gone into somewhere like St. Marie-de-Mont to try and push, actually, 3 heavies, basically the only way you can cap that point. There's no infantry can't get into it. And so you'll see the power in that early game. Sort of, I always think of the game in like thirds, and that first half an hour of the game is just your time to get 3 heavies up. No more, no less. Just if you're 3-2 down, stick at 3-2 down, get 3 heavies up, go cap the point. It's not that easy, obviously, but that's got to be a good start to it.
Yeah, and I was only spawning 76s. If you saw any other tanks on the field, it's because they were default tanks that our guys happened to grab, because maybe there wasn't enough fuel. But we actually had quite a bit of fuel in the pocket for most of the match. They were doing a pretty good job, and I kept hearing calls as well out as like P4 on Fox tank marker, P4 on Delta tank marker, et cetera, et cetera. And I did notice that they were using a lot of P4s for some reason. I will say also that we are using a rule set where Panthers are banned, because that is something also that is being done in seasonals that they're talking about doing in APL that other tournaments are doing, because the common consensus amongst the HLL community is that the Panthers are pretty OP. So had they had Panthers, it might have been a different story. But since they were forced to use Tigers, that really helped to our advantage.
Yeah, certainly the top speed of a Panther allows for quicker reinforcement up to mid. And so you sort of, when they were spawning those Tigers in, it takes a long time to drive up. It's only like a 4 km/h difference on those tanks, but it does make a difference. It is 30 seconds making your way up to the front is the difference between sort of being there in time and not being there at some stages.
30 seconds is a whole spawn wave off a garrison, and that can make or break it.
Yeah,
Well, this
exactly.
This is one thing that we saw multiple times whenever Easy was trying to push back onto AA network. Those tiny little fraction, like milliseconds and everything, made a huge difference. If you guys were just slightly off, you completely lost the push onto AA network. It was just right at the end there. You guys were able to make sure that you got all of CDO completely off the points, pushed up, and then just like that, you guys did a massive job on just pushing it so hard. I cannot once again, I cannot fault multiple points, because It's just the way that you guys were working it. At first, I was a little bit worried with your flanking and everything. Obviously, I understand that at the early parts of the game and everything, you guys had to flank to get that map pressure, get knowing what's going on if CDO is trying to push up or flank or anything like this. I get that, but yeah, I was questioning it multiple times. Like, if you guys were able, if you guys weren't so spread out, you probably would have been able to push onto AA network just a little bit faster, which would have changed so much. But you didn't. And as Hilgar said, you know, you guys were going for a slow push and everything, and it worked. It worked perfectly.
Yeah, it's a balance between map control and cap weight. And in the past, we've been more focused on getting the cap weight around the point more so than true map control, like from edge to edge. So this game, we definitely spread out a bit farther than we normally do. And a lot of times, in the past, we'll cap the midpoint first, and then we'll end up losing at some point later, which is our last game against one CDO is what happened. We capped the midpoint on town center on Carentan, and we held the midpoint for like an hour and 25 minutes, and then lost it in the last 5. But this time we did the opposite. We played it slower. We were more spread out, and we didn't get AA at first, but we just took our time and just kept grinding and kept inching closer and closer, and then we'd get repelled back, and then just reset and do it again. Just kept doing it until finally we got a break.
And it was a brilliant break at that.
Oh, it was definitely a brilliant break. But I like the one question I got, and I can't tell whose shells are falling where, like you said. But it seemed to me there at the end, there was artillery hitting that front trench of AA network. And I'm just wondering if that was CDO or whether that was you guys, because if that was CDO, there's definitely some missed opportunities there.
You're talking about the southern edge of the point, that was our artillery. We knew
Oh,
that they
kind
were
of.
we knew that they were just basically at the end there when it came down to like 10 minutes left or so. They were kind of just spearheading with all their might into like into the southern part of the point. So we were just trying to just like I said, I dropped a bombing run on the area as well. We had already fallen on it because I mean immediately to the left and right of that point are open fields. It creates kind of a choke point. So we were just blasting away at it with as much munitions as we could, just trying to turn that flow of Axis players into a trickle, and then just shoot the ones that survived, basically.
Because yeah, that was a massive thing. CDO was pushing heavily from the western side, from the western flank and everything. They were pushing as much as they could. I remember there was a point where there was actually an entire squad that was pushing over, and I didn't know if the 76 was going to see it in time, but you could see it. Like the 76 just looks over. There goes that entire squad from CDO. It was upsetting to see because CDO were making some amazing plays right at the end there, trying to push so many different points, but it was just too much far too late. I don't know if that was your plan and everything, as you said, like play a longer game and everything. But I don't know if that was your plan. As soon as they got to that point, they just didn't know how to react. They could not adapt together to be able to take it. There were a few points where there was next to no one on AA network from Easy side, and they tried to push it, but you guys just got back in as fast as possible and just retook the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely did focus on the long term, the long plays this game a bit more. But I mean, obviously, ideally, the ideal situation is you 5-0 the other team, but you prepare for. I mean, at the end of the day, the 3-2 is what matters. I mean, it'd be
A
nice
win's
to
a win.
it'd be nice to 4-1. It'd be nice to 5-0, but the 3-2 is the minimum goal. So that's kind of what we aim for, and then anything else is just frosting on the cake.
So you happy you showed CDO that you guys are better?
So I'm happy to show CDO that we Easy Tac Team are better than we were when we faced them a month ago. That we've learned from our lessons and improved. I would say that their team and our team are extremely on par. If you look at us side by side, I mean, we're now 1-1. They have a win against us. We have a win against them. So I would say that they are spectacularly on par with us.
Oh yeah.
So
no,
we're gonna see a third game.
best 2 out of 3. It's
Yeah.
very likely.
Rubber match.
What was the first map you guys played on?
It was on Carentan, and
Okay, so we need to see SME next then.
yeah, and we played on
That's what I
Carentan
want to see.
on our server, and they won. And now we played SMD on their server, and we won. Or yeah, they won on our server, we won on their server. Maybe for the next game, we'll just pick like a unbiased third party to use their server.
That makes sense. Hit me up if you need a server. I can always loan you one.
For sure.
It'll be in the US though.
Hey, dude. Well, the last one we watched, it wasn't a US one. So of course, the first time I ever got to see AZ TAC team actually playing the way they did is I got to watch. It was a 32v32 Easy TAC team, 35v35 versus Cobra Fermantes, and it was absolutely amazing. Completely different game. That game was an incredibly short game, probably coming up to just over 30 minutes. Whereas this, I got to see another side of Easy, playing a longer game, doing a lot more pushing, doing all sorts of stuff. It was brilliant to see Easy actually working the way that they did, because of course that game against Cobra Fermantes, they played brilliantly, but they were just making too many small mistakes, and too many small mistakes altogether accumulates into just losing the battle. Whereas CDO this time, you could tell their defense was absolutely brilliant. They had an amazing defensive line. They even tried pushing onto cattle sheds a few times, and of course they were doing great jobs with that. There was one medium Sherman that was holding the road that was doing a massive amount of work for Easy, being able to hold it.
Yeah, I would say
But
in the defense of CF, they are a newer team and they don't have the level of experience that one CDO has. One CDO, it's not their first walk around the block, whereas CF is a younger, newer team, so they have more learning experiences in front of them.
they still did amazing. But
Oh,
of
they
course,
did.
this you could definitely see the difference. Definitely see the difference. Oh, and yeah, no. Obviously, I asked you this last time we did it. We did one, but is there anybody you'd say is MVP?
Again, I'll give the same answer. I can't give anyone the MVP spot. Everyone had all the squads had their positions. They had their points of interest. They went where they were supposed to go. They did what they were supposed to do, and we got it done. So I mean, again, the Artie did awesome. The Armor did awesome. The Recon did awesome. Everyone on defense, everyone on the line, our rear guard, they all took care of
They
business
all
and
pulled their weight.
yeah, they're all. It's all cogs in a moving together in a giant machine, and without one of those cogs, the whole machine breaks down.
And what about you, Critical? Obviously, you saw a lot more of CDO's side. Would you say there was anybody that, obviously, once again, I get that everybody was great, but was there anybody that just stood out to you? Because I know there was a Nate that we kept seeing, and he just kept destroying Easy members.
Yeah, Nate was a little ratty boy, able to just stay alive in that point for so long. I think Bazman though dropped nearly 1,000 combat score as infantry, so it's got to be him. There's no denying it. It's got to be him. I think he took out a couple of tanks.
Did that much?
Yeah, he got a really high score. I'd like to see. I don't know if you guys have the Archon. I'd love to see the stats after this to see how many kills he got in the end. But yeah, it was 1,000 combat score, just about. I think it was like a 950, something like that from him.
My goodness,
so he's got to be, he's got to be MVP for one CDO. But from the Easy side, it's got to be the defensive guys for me. Whoever kept spawning back and just coming in from the wide angles, they're gonna be the guys.
See, I'm caught up between the 76 tank team and Sasquatch. Sasquatch did an amazing job.
Yeah,
that man's a trench cleaner.
100%. He did some amazing work, constantly pushing onto AA network. He was not letting down at all, pulling out all the stops, just really showing how badass he could be and everything. And just beautiful plays by Sasquatch.
There was more than a couple times where I know, not even necessarily in the trench, both you and I were like, "Oh, look, there's Sasquatch. Look at him go. He's putting pressure on." And I mean, he was being smart about it, which a lot of people you'll find in the game, when they're putting pressure on, they're just like, go, 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 go. And he was just slowly, methodically killing everything in front of him.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, it has been fantastic hanging out with you. I'm gonna go take a break.
Thank you very much for the games and everything, and thank you very much for the chat. I'd love to do more of this with you, my dude, because you've actually got a really nice voice as well. Damn it.
Yeah,
everybody's got
you.
nice voices except for me. I see how it is.
Everyone sounds good. Everyone sounds good, man. Right.
I'll give you another big shout out. Thank you very much, and you take care, my dude.
Lovely. Cheers, guys. Take care. Have a good rest of your day.
Have a good one.